If something is absolutely true about human nature, is that it doesn't matter how good we have it or how close we are to making it, we will always find a way to sabotage ourselves and send all of our hard work down the drain, unconsciously or not. After all, we are only human. Yet, you would be surprised to see how many people have a deep-rooted addiction to being miserable. And there's no better example than GZDOOM's lead developer, GraphSol, which thanks to his disrespectful acts, plain shitty behavior and massive ego, has made one, if not the most popular and beloved source port to play classic Doom, implode. This has gotten so bad that all the members of GZDOOM's development team have jumped ship, turning GraphSol as the only developer of the project. Like a lot of problems in the world, this could have been entirely avoided by Graph if he just did the following. 1. He respected his team members' opinions and ideas, and 2. He simply apologized when he was clearly in the wrong and move on. But no, apologizing is not in Graph's vocabulary.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Before I go any further, I want to make it clear that I do not condone any type of harassment to anyone mentioned in this video. The Doom community's reaction to this situation is more than enough, and adding more fire to the fire will only make things worse, if that can even happen at this point. If you disagree with GraphSol's treatment of a very important piece of Doom's history, would you kindly destroy the like button? Also, I want to know how you first discovered GZDOOM, so be sure to tell me your story down below in the comment section, my friends. Why, you may ask? Because I read every single one of the comments I get. It is inevitable, and you can test me right now if you think I'm lying.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it!
With that being said, let's sit down, open GZDOOM, and dive straight back into misery. This video was brought to you by Gamersubs. Use code MIDNIGHT and get 10% off of any of these cool things, or if your order is $50 and up, you will get free shipping as well. Thank you so much for the support, and I really hope you enjoy. To understand the tragedy behind GZDOOM's inevitable collapse, we need to go back all the way to the very beginning of its inception. In the early 1990s, not only was Doom's existence considered to be the result of dark magic, as the level of realism, violence, and overall gameplay interactivity was unheard of at the time, but it also pioneered the overall modding scene we know of today, as its software intentionally programmed Doom with user-generated content in mind. Thanks to this little addition called the Doom Editing Utility, after 4 months of the game being released, the very first Doom mod was created in March of 1994, going by the name of recognizable.pwd, a very simplistic looking mod, which according to its creator, the tools, or lack thereof, given by its software, were limiting the game's modding capabilities. Yet, that didn't stop the then very young Doom community to start creating dozens upon dozens of different experiences using the Doom engine as their foundation, giving birth to the very reason why Doom has stayed relevant even after 32 years of it being on the market.
The original Doom was a really significant jump in gaming technology for the time. We were making really big strides almost every single game every year. And Doom was a really significant kind of inflection point for things because all of a sudden the world was vivid enough that normal people could look at a computer game and understand what computer gamers were always excited about.
Even still, this wasn't Doom's final form, as on December of 1997, its software made the source code for Doom's engine open to Linux under a non-profit license, which then created a domino effect for GZDOOM to be born in March of 1998. GZDOOM was not the first source port conceived for this game, but was the one to bring forth innovations that forever changed the way we play Doom today, like free mouse look, higher resolutions, and the ability to run Doom on modern PC hardware. Yet, that was not the end of it. While GZDOOM was being frantically worked on, id Software re-released the Doom source code to the entire world under a GPL license, which gave everyone with a computer the ability to study, run, share, and modify the Doom engine to their liking, bringing forth the great modding era. Enter Graf Saul, a German programmer who in the very early 2000s contributed extensively and significantly to GZDOOM, making additions to the project that have now become part of modern classic Doom's identity. In December of 2004, GZDOOM's latest build faced a big delay, which prompted the community to take matters into their own hands and create the GZDOOM Community Build, a fork project based on GZDOOM worked on by several members of the Doom community to further develop the source port. Graf Saul was one of the main contributors of this fork, making additions to the source port that had everyone and their mother truly blown away. However, in 2005, everything changed. Graf Saul was able to develop a new OpenGL renderer for PR Boom, which he then ported to the GZDOOM source port, marking the birth of GZDOOM.
Nice.
Nobody can deny that GZDOOM is by far the most iconic, instantly recognizable source port in Doom's history, and it's all thanks to its big list of general improvements, such as compatibility with basically every computer in existence, the inclusion of an OpenGL renderer, which allows Doom to run at high frame rates and resolutions with support of advanced visual effects, the fact that anyone with 2 brain cells like myself are able to set up GZDOOM in a couple of minutes and have a butter-smooth demon-killing experience. Like the original Doom, GZDOOM was created with user-generated content in mind as well, as Graf Saul implemented scripting languages like C-Script and ACS that provide a high degree of control for developing new gameplay mechanics, maps, and most importantly, entirely new games based on the Doom engine, giving a sort of second renaissance to Doom Total Conversion mods, as it was now easier than ever to create your very own video game using the Doom engine as its foundation.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
But of course, the Doom community took it a step ahead. Thanks to GZDOOM being GPL compliant, anyone can develop their own video game and sell it for a price, giving birth to the term standalone GZDOOM games, which includes titles like Brutal Fate, Hedon, Selaco, and many more. Yet, not everything is sunshines and rainbows, my friends. Aside from the massively positive impact GZDOOM has had on the overall video game community, the same cannot be said about its development, which is filled with abuse, power trips, mistreatment of fellow team members, lack of leadership, communication, and many more things, which can all be traced back to GZDOOM's main and only developer, Graf Saul.
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
You might think that this is the first time in 20 years of GZDOOM's existence that something like this has ever happened, but no, this is actually the third that we know of. In 2010, GZDOOM received an update that made it incompatible with ATI video cards, and when users rightfully complained about it, instead of just fixing it eventually, Graf Saul halted development on GZDOOM, took down the only website that had a source port available, making GZDOOM temporarily inaccessible for about 4 fucking years.
You want to explain yourself?
But wait, that's not even the end of it, my friends. Every 10th of December, which is one day before my birthday, Doom World celebrates the CAC Awards, an online ceremony to honor the best Doom mods released that year. Enter Lilith.pk3, a Doom mod that can only be run on GZDOOM, as Lilith.pk3 takes advantage of the exploits found on GZDOOM's glitchy engine to achieve this hellish corrupted aesthetic. A Doom mod that won first place on 2017's edition of the CAC Awards. This fact made GZDOOM furious and took it as a direct personal insult to his legacy in Doom. A Doom mod that cannot run on GZDOOM? How fucking absurd.
What have you done? You maniacs!
Needless to say, Graf's ego became extremely petty. In the next few days, he made it abundantly clear that whoever supported Doomworld's decision of Lilith getting first place were pathetic losers. Thanks to this controversy, Doomworld bestowed upon GZDOOM's profile the title of Salty Member. And this could have been entirely avoided as well. Instead of just backing down and letting it be, Graf took the only route he could see, abandoned the project once again and ignored the team members' DMs, asking what the hell is happening. It was later revealed that everything was just a huge coincidence, and that Graf had just went on vacation for the holidays, which might be true, but he was absent from the project and any meaningful changes for about 2 fucking years too. You might think that this isn't a big deal, but it is, my friends, as he is the lead developer, and all changes made to the source port must go through him.
This whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
The irony behind all of this is that Lilith took advantage of GZDOOM's bugged engine to work, which means that if Lilith was incompatible with GZDOOM, was because Graf was able to fix most, if not all, the bugs found within GZDOOM. And if that's not an indirect way of praising your legacy, then what can I say? But well, we now arrive to the present day. August of 2025 marked the 20th anniversary of GZDOOM, and for the past several years, GZDOOM standalone games have flooded the market. Life-changing Doom mods made for GZDOOM have been released to universal acclaim, and the overall community surrounding GZDOOM has been at its best it has ever been. Not only that, but according to GZDOOM's team members, GZDOOM has taken the back seat for quite a while, being very inactive in GZDOOM's development, only making the occasional change here and there in the past year or so. Life is good and it cannot be better, right, Graf? In the middle of October, after Graf had been absent from the project for most of the year, quite a suspicious commits were made in GZDOOM's GitHub page, changes that gathered the team members and community's attention immediately. Not only did GZDOOM try to disable and change significant features that had already been merged with the project without communicating these changes with his members of the team, but he also tried to push AI-generated code into the project. This did not sit well with several members of the team, and for good reason, as Graf was actively wasting everyone's time and hard work. Yet, that's not even the main issue here. What is Graf's blatant disrespect of anyone who doesn't think the same as he does. Not only was the AI code that Graf pushed untested, but it directly violates the GPL license terms of use, making it impossible for game developers that use GZDOOM as their game engine to create their own video game and sell it for a price or make any money out of it, which is, objectively speaking, a pretty bad fucking decision if you ask me. And this isn't even the first time something similar to this has happened. The developer behind Horrifying claimed that working with Graf was, to put it in simple terms, a fucking nightmare, as Graf actively hindered the development of the game, as he was unwilling to accept that anyone can do whatever they want with something that is open source, forcing developers to add a specific number of features to their game only because the game is made on GZDOOM. You know, I do not give a shit what you people want to do with the engine, but here are the facts. Is a first-person shooter. Automap is a basic feature of it, and the only way to disable it is by abusing other engine features. If I detect some abusive use of certain features in released mods, I'm going to add a kill switch for the user if possible in any way.
I love democracy.
If this isn't the behavior of a straight up villain, then I guess I've been the bad guy all this time. Now, some people say that Graph adding AI code into the project is not that big of a deal, and that the entire community is overreacting. I'm not a programmer in any way, shape or form, and the reason why it took me weeks to release this video was because I did my research and tried to understand this tech wizard stuff to its absolute fullest. Yet, something I do feel very strongly about is that we should all be very careful with AI and how we normalize its implementation. Like Hideo Kojima once said, AI is a tool for productivity, not creativity. And even if this quote does not apply with Graph's implementation of AI code into GZDOOM, it's symbolic. Once you go AI, there's no going back. Using artificial intelligence is like opening Pandora's box. Once it's opened, it cannot be closed. And I cannot blame the members of the GZDOOM team to not wanting to be associated with the project that uses AI. And yet, this is not even the main issue here too. What broke the camel's back was Graph's unwillingness to listen and the need to feed his already big as hell ego. One of GZDOOM's team members named Finnet let Graph know very respectfully that they are a team, and that even if he knows this is Graph's project, at the end of the day, a team is a team, and everyone should act and contribute accordingly, as this is a professional relationship between a lot of people all working on a source port with 20 years of prestige. So, instead of taking a step back, admit he was at fault, apologize, and simply move on with it, Graph said this: "Feel free to fork the project on the Ray," which basically means, fuck you, do not like how I work, feel free to create your own Doom source port, bitches.
I will be honest with you. I have fallen to the dark side. Am I not worthy of redemption?
These famous last words have given birth to GZDOOM, which aims to be a mod-friendly source port just like GZDOOM without the toxicity GraphSol brought to the table. And what's the first thing GZDOOM commits? Disable texture filtering by default, something that Graph was unwilling to do for ages because his balls said so. And it doesn't matter what you say, Doom looks infinitely better without that shit turned on. What really rubs me the wrong way though is that Graph has been absent from the project for ages, and the ones doing all the heavy lifting recently has been the team actively working on GZDOOM, which, let me add, they have been doing a fantastic fucking work recently, and it shows. And for GraphSol to suddenly come back and do all of these changes without even asking is something that is just plain disrespectful and unprofessional. Before I go, I want to end this video with this. This is not a personal attack against GraphSol, and I do not condone anyone who harasses him. Yet, the reality of the situation is that you brought this upon yourself, and there's simply no better way to put it. We all make mistakes, and it doesn't matter if we are at rock bottom, we will always have the opportunity to come back, do good by those around you, especially yourself, and keep moving forward, because we are only human after all. I do not wish Graph for the worst. I actually wish him the best. Going through all of this must have Graph's cortisol levels through the fucking roof, and I do not really like the idea of anyone, despite their attitude, going through something like this. Being the target of an entire community is not something I would wish even to my worst enemy. So I hope GraphSol is able to find some sort of peace in this shit show and go on with his life. After all, he is a very big piece of Doom's history, and his contributions to the game cannot and should not be understated. If you got to this part of the video, thank you so much for doing so, my friend. Do not forget to leave a huge like, a comment for the algorithm gods, and use code MIDNIGHT on Gamersubs as well. Have an awesome day, my friends, and stay safe. Adios. Bye.